Hey everybody, Dan here, still on special assignment for Motor Madness in Tampa. How you doing? But then again, you can tell that because I've changed the wardrobe. Kind of have to go along with the beach look. Mike, Scott, did you get the postcard? Sure you did. You know, this has been one heck of a time down here. That's good. That's nice. Okay. But before my special assignment ends, I want you guys to look at what a blast I have had in the bay. Excuse me. I gotta work. You rub that in.
Hey, Dan, thanks for thinking of us, guy. I hate it that you're having such a bad time in Florida. Meanwhile, we've got monster trucks here at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Hogwood along with Scott Douglas. Some upsets last week.
And that's got a big impact on the Final Four we're going to see, and it's shaken up the point standings, battling for that Pace Motorsports $100,000 point fund at the end of the season. Gravedigger, the point leader, not in the Final Four. Both Monster Patrol and Sampson have a great chance to make up ground, maybe even get the points lead if they can take the whole shooting match here in San Antonio. But Gunslinger and Reptoid are both looking to make a huge upset tonight.
Well, with the upsets from last week, I think we're in for some great truck action tonight. Hang on, it's TNN. Hey, welcome back to the Jam here, Monster Jam. Boy, we got a TNN Motor Madness show for you on March 5th. It's going to be something, Scott.
Off-road from San Diego, huge classes of awesome stadium off-road vehicles as the U.S. Off-Road Series not only hits San Diego, but hits your living room here on TNN Motor Madness.
Yeah, that's going to be fun, and we look forward to that. And again, it's March 5th. Mark it on your calendar. San Diego, the U.S. Off-Roads show. TNN Motor Madness.
You're going to love it.
Here we are back at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Monster Trucks semifinal action. Coming up right now, it is Monster Patrol and Sampson.
Paul Schaefer bringing out the Monster Patrol Chevrolet against Dan Patrick's awesome Sampson. These two are among the elite in Pace Motorsports Monster Jam action. They're lining up right now. The winner goes to the finals. The loser's on the trailer.
In case you missed our show last week, we were talking about Sampson and Dan Patrick, what a great mechanic he is, does it all, lives out of his hauler over 300 days a year, and it's quite a contraption itself, and I love this truck.
Remember, with Gravedigger out and Barefoot already out, the winner of this race has a great chance to move up in the standings as they battle for their share of the $100,000 Pace Motorsports Monster Jam Point Fund. This is a big race, and it is tight.
Dan Patrick, a 20-year veteran, he has been in many of these kind of big races on this Chicago-style course. How about Sampson?
I'll tell you what, Monster Patrol almost pulled that out on the final leap, but he comes up inches short. Watch, out of your screen, you're going to see Monster Patrol out of nowhere, but just not quite enough. Sampson, consistent all the way around. Dan Patrick's in the finals.
All right, our another semifinal. It will be Reptoid against Gunslinger.
No great action coming up this weekend. Tomorrow night at the Rosemont Horizon, also on Sunday afternoon, Monster Patrol and Sampson will both be there. And you can look for trucks like Gunslinger in the Hampton Coliseum tomorrow night.
Reptoid with a pretty darn good start here.
Remember now, it's Gunslinger and Scott Hartsock, his kid's birthday, and he really wants to come up with a victory here this weekend for him. He is hitting the hammer right now. Can he put Reptoid away? Yes.
How about it? Gunslinger did it with horsepower. And remember, on this style track, you got to be able to handle it to get around that turn. But as in all monster truck action, it comes down to what's under that hood.
Scott's fired up. Go ahead and put more candles on that birthday cake because the son's going to enjoy Dad in the winner's circle.
Still to come on Monster Jam, we got Quad Wars. Hang around. This always gets exciting.
And Motor Madness. The Dome was the Crusher's doom last week in round one. And just when you thought the Gravedigger was out, he's back. See who claims the title in Texas. Plus, the Quad Wars points battle heats up. You won't want to miss TNN Motor Madness. Friday night at 8 Eastern and Pacific before Roller Jam on TNN.
We have had some exciting quad wars on Monster Jam, and we're going to have some tonight. Let's catch you up, though, on the standings, where our teams stand as we go in tonight. San Antonio getting set to go against St. Louis.
We have seen P.J. Pyros lead Orlando to the top of the standings. You can see it's tight, and it's a big night for San Antonio sitting in third place. St. Louis needs to pick up some ground. And watch that Nashville team as we go on through it. Maybe the most physical quad team I've seen. We'll get to look at them later on in Motor Madness this year. Right now, though, San Antonio with a big chance to make up some ground on the 2-point leaders.
San Antonio making the big trip down, St. Louis making the trip down here to San Antonio, and St. Louis is in red, San Antonio is in yellow.
Quick start for St. Louis. Team captain Jay Lucas leads the way. As St. Louis, we showed you down in the standings, really needs to come into San Antonio and pull the upset against the homestanding team.
Paul Gass is the leader for that San Antonio squad in yellow, and he will be trying to do everything he can to stay out in front.
You can see him coming through the whoop section. It's a very tough part of the course, but normally in quad wars, as we've seen in the past, it'll be those hairpin turns that determine who is able to come on up and get the victory.
See, some of those guys looking over their shoulders there. There's a lot of blocking and things that go on here.
It's a team effort, and, you know, the only thing that matters, we look at the points. All those points are compiled by winning. It doesn't matter who finishes second. As Dennis Anderson from the Gravedigger likes to say, second's just the first loser. Well, that's really the way it is in quad wars, because the only thing that matters is which team puts their man across the line first. That's the only points they're given to the winner.
And the guys back there in the back, their job is to block out those who are coming up front. And usually your captains, Jake Lucas for St. Louis and Paul Gass for San Antonio, are the guys who are going to either win it or lose it for their teams.
U.S. Hot Rod sanctioned Quad Wars action. Really, they don't put a whole lot of rules in it. They let these guys get out and open it up. Basically, as long as you run the course, you know, everything's okay. So you'll notice a lot of kind of body action as they'll kind of nudge each other out of the way.
And you just saw Paul Gass get shuffled back there just a little bit, and Jay Lucas goes out in front. Gass has some ground to make up here.
No question about it, but on a long course like this, you can make the ground up, especially when you're a world-class rider like Gass is, Lucas, and some of the other top riders for both these teams.
And you said over that whoop there, that is not easy to do in these quad machines.
And then you're going to get some air on the jumps on this part of the course, and you've got to be able to keep the momentum in the turn. And that, again, is where the races are won and lost. Right here in the hairpins, and almost every lap you see shuffling for position in these turns. Boy, it's tight at the front, though. One red jersey, one yellow jersey, and that is keeping it very close at the front. And neither one of these guys, neither Gass or Lucas, has any help. They're kind of on their own one-on-one at this point.
See, Lucas, though, is out in front just a bit. There is the white flag out now. We'll see some real maneuvering on this final lap.
One to go. It's tight in the turns. And San Antonio sticks the nose in front, but again, can't hold it as he slides into the turn. Gass had the advantage, but couldn't hold it. Lucas by 2 lengths. St. Louis needing the win on the road, coming through the hairpins. Let's see what they've got. Nice move to the inside by San Antonio's Gass, but he can't get it done.
It is Jay Lucas of St. Louis. They were the big underdogs here, and they have pulled out an early win on the road. It's so difficult in any sport to win when you're away from home, and Jay Lucas and St. Louis have come through with a big win here.
Lucas got off that last turn with the better line and had the momentum.
And we've got some sand drags coming your way next. Time now for a USHRA update. Tampa, January 1998.
Tell you what, Tampa traditionally is one of the great stops that Pace Motorsports makes, and there you can see the action. Off-road competition was incredible.
Gunslinger looked pretty good in monster truck action, just like he's done here in San Antonio.
Scott Hartsock really making a name for himself, but he's got to do it against one of the big boys. Gravedigger in the house. Look at that race.
Gravedigger here in San Antonio, DQ'd a week ago, so he's not in our show tonight. Watch this thrasher. Oh, my, almost went over.
Great save. In the final, Gravedigger barefoot, and barefoot out-muscles the Digger machine.
Now watch this. Into the boxes. How is he? He's fine. Boy, that was something. Sold out crowd, jam-packed here into the Alamo Dome. Not here with us, though, is Dan Moriarty. Let's check in with him.
What does thunder body mean?
Thunder body. I don't know. Thunderbody.
You have no idea what Thunderbody means.
No.
Well, you got me on that one.
I got myself on that one because I have no idea what Thunderbody means. Give me a Thunderbody pose. This is my Thunderbody pose.
Me?
Yeah. Thunderbody. That is a Thunderbody pose. We're going to talk to you about Thunderbody. How's that? They call it a Thunderbody. It's a full-body replica of some production-made vehicle. And this particular vehicle is a 97 extended cab Chevrolet, and that we've done quite a few modifications to make it fit. And the purpose of them bodies was to try to bring recognition to something that the crowd could recognize when we were running, because a lot of our other bodies, we called open wheel bodies, was configurations from things a long time ago, and really nobody really knew what they were unless you told them, because they were, at that time, you just had to have a body on. We put this safety hatch in here just in case if the car caught on fire. We do have a safety wall or a firewall in the car, but just in case it caught on fire and you couldn't get out of there, we brought the safety hatch in. You just flap it open and climb right out, unbuckle yourself, and get right out of the car. So we took a truck, made it like a funny car, as close as possible, kept it safe, and just tried to make it as light as possible to still compete. And that's kind of what we've done.
All right, Dan, thanks for that information. By the way, Dan Moriarty's got a tough life. Not with us here in San Antonio.
I must admit, Dan Brown's explanation of a Thunderbody with the Mind Games truck a little bit better than our boy Dan Moriarty's.
Yeah. Dan in Tampa today, as you might have glimpsed by some of our video clips of him. Huge crowd here in San Antonio as we get ready for the sand drags. It's always a lot of fun.
Out of Bethlehem, Georgia, the Fat Cat will line her up against the Gardner, Massachusetts-based Quicksand. Again, pound for pound, maybe the most powerful vehicles in the world. The horsepower to weight ratio is awesome on these babies. Well, and I'm going to tell you what, Quicksand flat cut that sand.
Yeah.
That's 2 seconds through 100 feet of sand. He flat burned it up.
It's a huge engine, and you can tell that got off the start great and never let up.
That name we mentioned so often, Keith Blackhemy, that's under the hood in the Quicksand machine.
All right, now, next up, it is Mind Games and Obsession. This should be a good
That'll be an outstanding matchup. Yeah, Dan Brown out of Gillespie, Illinois in Mind Games. But Boulay got a great shot off the line, an outstanding hole shot for Obsession, and he held it all the way down the course to win by about 3/4 of a length.
Well, Obsession with some horsepower, and Chris Baller waves to the crowd.
Well, another Texan. You know, the Texans are having good runs here in San Antonio.
Out of Red Oak, Texas.
Here's the lady taking on the big boys. Shay Clark and Foolish Pleasure against the Kentucky Dodge, Magnum Force and Greg Jones.
That is Shay Clark on the near lane. A good start for both.
And she got him. Wow. Nice run for Shay Clark and Foolish Pleasure. Look, is she excited or what? Pumped up, and so are the San Antonio fans. I'll tell you, Greg Jones and Magnum Force just never got it going.
Looked like he had a little problem there, too. Got off course just a little bit. Greg Jones, tough run. As you see, watch Jones. Yeah, he pulled off to the right there.
Once those wheels come up, you're done. You've got to keep the power to the ground.
Now it's Red Devil and Spider going head-to-head here in our sand drag competition.
Spider, closest to you, Bill Hazelwood from Sherman, Texas, against Anna, Texas driver David Hunt in the Red Devil Chevy Suburban. Doesn't look like the Suburban you drive home, but it did start as one. Wow. Give the win to the Spider 3 and Bill Hazelwood, 1998 Chevy pickup, getting down the lane in time to win it.
Look at him kick up that sand. Oh, those back wheels really turning there.
And it's going to be a solo run for Never Satisfied here with James Carr just to qualify for the next round. And nice run by James Carr. Now, you know, that is